The last broadcast. In the forgotten hills of rural Ohio, a rusted radio tower stood silhouetted against the sky, long decommissioned. Abandoned since the 1950s, locals whispered about it, how it once aired cheerful music, local weather and vintage radio dramas, but no one had paid attention to it in years, until one stormy night it came alive again. Tom, a trucker passing through town, was scanning the AM dial during a downpour when he found something strange. A perfect static-free signal on 86.4 M. The voice was warm and old-fashioned, like from another era. It started with happy 1950s jazz, followed by a crisp announcement. Good evening, listeners. You're tuned into WKZV, serving Pleasant Hill since 1952. Tom chuckled. Pleasant Hill didn't exist anymore, just cracked roads and boarded windows. But then the voice changed tone. It began to describe things eerily familiar. At 9:04 p.m., a man in a red truck drives past the old diner. His radio is tuned in. He's lighting a cigarette with trembling fingers. Tom froze. He was in a red truck. The diner had just flashed by in his headlights. He hadn't told anyone he'd quit smoking 2 weeks ago and just relapsed. How did this broadcast know? Back in town, more people stumbled upon the frequency. It began describing them, too. Real-time narration of mundane, intimate moments, feeding pets, arguing with spouses, hiding tears in the dark. But then it took a sinister turn. At 9:32 p.m., the Henderson family listens intently. They don't know this will be their final broadcast. They will go silent forever. The next morning, the police found the Hendersons dead in their home. Mouths frozen open, eyes completely blackened. Their old tabletop radio still crackling. Played the same signal, only now a distorted version of the same. Cheery tune from the night before. Panic spread. Radios were smashed. Some tried to trace the signal, but tech experts found no transmitter source. The original tower, cold and lifeless, showed no signs of operation. It hadn't even been connected to power for decades. The government quietly shut access to 86.4 M. It disappeared from public dials. But the story didn't end. Last week in upstate New York, a teenager on a road trip posted a TikTok. We found a creepy station on AM that started describing us. And now weird things are happening. In the background of his video, you could hear the same voice. At 10:16 p.m., the listeners will hear their own names whispered through static. Their reflections will begin to move differently. Their eyes will ache. Their voices will fade. The teen hasn't posted since. And now, look at your radio, or your phone, or your smart speaker. If it flickers, if it buzzes when there's no message, check the frequency. Check what it's saying, because the last broadcast isn't gone. It just found a new audience.